The Bible says, "Fill your hungry soul with what's good." When we eat, we share, we grow. Every meal is a chance to be fed and to feed someone else. Life is like cooking. When it works, it doesn't matter if the process is fancy or simple. Good food and a life well lived comes down to how much heart you put in. Welcome back. For the next 4 weeks, we're going to be making dishes for an Easter dinner, which can sometimes be complicated when you're a vegetarian, but I am here to help. And along with these dishes, we're going to be talking about 4 components that I feel are kind of necessary as we move through this Easter season. And these things are required for the new beginning, the new birth, the rebirth that we're all looking for. And those 4 components for me are Lent, Palm Sunday, the Last Supper, and of course Easter Sunday. And today we're going to be talking about the idea of Lent. And along with that, we're going to be making some wonderful scalloped potatoes that everybody at your Easter dinner is going to love. So you're going to want to start off with 6 pretty good sized potatoes. And the best way to do it is just go to your grocery store and pick the ones out from the bin, not the one in the plastic bags. Although you can, if that's what you want to pick up and you want to pick up a 5-pound bag, you can absolutely do it. But I always like to pick the potatoes that I'm going to use. And the easiest way to do this is with a mandolin. And it'll give you the most even cuts of the potato, because as you can see, I started to do it and the pieces are pretty even, because that way they'll cook evenly and you won't have a problem with some being raw and some being cooked. But if you don't have a mandolin, just go ahead and be really precise when you're cutting them with your knife. But these are not expensive, and it actually really is worth your investment because you'll use it for tomatoes, potatoes, onions, all kinds of stuff. So now that our potatoes are all cut, we're gonna make a mixture, a sort of the cream mixture, and this is where all of your seasonings go in, and it's gonna be the base of the potato of the really creaminess. So we're gonna start with 2 cups of milk. And because we're doing a special dish, I always use whole milk for this. You can use 2% or something like that, but again, you want it to be a little bit decadent. It's a celebration, it's Easter dinner. So go ahead and use the whole milk if you do milk. To that, we want to add our flour. And to this, we're going to add salt, white pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. And again, this is where all of the seasoning and flavors for the potatoes go. We're gonna give that a really good whisk. And to this, we're gonna add 2 cups of heavy cream. Remember, these are not everyday potatoes. This is for a special occasion. So we wanna start layering the potatoes in your pan. And as I'm doing this, I just want to talk a little bit about what Lent is to me. It's a time when you give up something, right? I love that idea because remembering that there is a time for thinking about higher thoughts or thinking about, giving something up in order to gain something higher is a really wonderful idea. But for me, I think it's more of an inside job. It's good to start with the outside, as a recognition, like I said, to give up any of your indulgences. But for me, I think it's important to start on the inside. It's a time for me to clear my mind and my heart of all of the negative stuff, of all of the complaining, of all of the thoughts of I can't. The Gouda melts really well, and the cheddar gives that smoky flavor. Kind of give a mixture of both of them as you're layering. And then we're just going to continue like this until the very end. But Lent is a time that you take out the mental garbage. I know that you've probably seen that show Hoarders. I mean, everybody has. And that's what it's kind of like for me, where you can't make room for the good stuff if it's continually filled up with all of the garbage and all of the negative stuff. You have to make room in your mind and in your heart for that. And just like in the show Hoarders, you can't even use the good stuff because all of the bad stuff is taking up all of the space. The people that are going through that really difficult process, the realization of is they no longer own their things own them. And it's no different with thoughts. If you are all consumed with the negativity or the complaining or the idea of I can't do it or I'm not good enough, you're not going to make room for the really good, positive thoughts that can come in, because you can't recognize both of them at the same time. And we all know that it's so much easier to hang on to the negative stuff. I don't know why that is, but it is. So let's, in this season of Lent that we're right in the middle of, let's take a minute and fill our thoughts, get rid of all of that mental garbage, and fill our thoughts with the triumphant ones. And I'm here just cheering you on. You can do it, I can do it. And let's get to the Easter Sunday and experience that rebirth and that newness that we're all just craving. Into the oven for 400 degrees for 30 minutes covered, and then for another 20 minutes uncovered. So to finish this dish off, we're just gonna garnish it with a little bit of green onions. I always like just a little bit of green on top.
Thanks for watching. You can find the full recipe in the description box below. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel.